Zion scrolled through her phone in the dim light of her hostel room, the blue glow illuminating her face as her roommate Kemi laughed loudly on a video call in the bunk above.
Hello my VIPs, welcome again to Tales by Larinzy. Today's story, it's a warning about isolation, a warning about secrecy, and a warning about trusting glowing screens more than the living voices around you. This is a fictional cautionary story created to raise awareness about online safety and emotional vulnerability. It does not promote violence or ritual practices.
The sounds of Obafemi Awolowo University's main campus drifted through the window, students shouting, music blasting from someone's speaker, the constant hum of generators. But Zion existed in her own bubble, separate from it all. She had always been this way. In secondary school, while other girls formed tight groups, sharing secrets and jollof rice during break time, Zion ate alone under the mango tree, a novel pressed against her chest like armor. Her mother worried constantly. "Zion, you need friends," her mother would say during their weekly phone calls. "University is not just about books. You need people." But people were exhausting. They asked questions she didn't know how to answer. They expected her to laugh at jokes she didn't find funny, to share parts of herself she preferred to keep locked away. It was easier to remain silent, to observe rather than participate. Now, 3 months into her second year studying computer science, nothing had changed. Kemi tried sometimes, inviting her to parties or to eat at the cafeteria, but Zion always declined with a soft, "I'm busy," or "maybe next time." Eventually, Kemi stopped asking. The loneliness crept in during those quiet hours after midnight when the hostel finally settled, and even Kemi's snoring couldn't fill the emptiness Zion felt. She wasn't sad exactly. She didn't know what she was. Disconnected, maybe, like she was watching her own life through a screen. That's when she discovered the app. It was called ConnectHub, though everyone knew what it really was. A hookup site dressed in the language of meaningful connections and finding your tribe. Zion downloaded it on a Thursday night, telling herself she would just look, just see what it was about. Creating a profile felt safer than real interaction. She could craft her words carefully, delete and retype until they sounded right. No awkward pauses, no searching for the right facial expression. Just text on a screen. She chose a photo where her face was partially hidden by her braids, uploaded it with trembling fingers, and wrote a bio that revealed nothing. "Just here to talk." The messages flooded in immediately. Most were crude, demanding, the kind that made her want to delete the app. But then, around 2 a.m., a message appeared from someone called David Lagos. "You look like someone with interesting thoughts. Want to share some?" It was different from the others. No, "Hey, beautiful," no eggplant emojis, no immediate requests for pictures. Just a simple question that acknowledged she might have something to say. Zion stared at the message for 10 minutes before responding. "What makes you think I have interesting thoughts?" "The way you're hiding in that photo. People who hide usually have the most to say." Something in her chest loosened. She typed back, "Maybe I just have a bad hair day." "Then let's talk about bad hair days. I had one last week. Went to the barber and he cut my hairline so crooked I looked like a topographical map." Zion smiled, actually smiled, alone in her dark room, and she typed back. That was how it began. David became her secret. Every night after Kemi fell asleep, Zion would pull out her phone and find him waiting. They talked about everything. His job as a graphics designer in Lagos, her frustrations with C++ programming, childhood memories, dreams, fears. "I've never really had friends," she confessed one night, weeks into their conversations. "Why not?" he asked. "I don't know how to be around people. It's like everyone got a manual on how to interact, and I miss that day." "Or maybe you got a different manual, one that makes you think deeper, observe more. That's not a bad thing, Zion." He called her by her name now. She had shared it after their fifth conversation, along with the fact that she was a student at OAU. He told her he was 26, that he had graduated from University of Lagos 3 years ago, that he lived alone in a flat in Yaba. "What do you look like?" she asked one night, emboldened by the darkness and distance. He sent a photo. A handsome face stared back at her, clean-shaven, warm eyes, an easy smile. He looked kind. He looked real. "Now I'm nervous," she typed. "You're too good-looking to be talking to me." "Stop that. You're beautiful. And even if you weren't, I'm here for your mind, not your face." No one had ever said anything like that to her before. The walls she had built around herself began to crack, just slightly. Months passed. Christmas came and went. Zion went home to Lagos, endured her mother's questions about friends and meeting people, and counted the days until she could return to school and her nightly conversations with David. January faded into February, and the campus began buzzing with Valentine's Day preparations. Everywhere Zion looked, couples walked hand in hand. Girls giggled about gifts they hoped to receive. Guys strategized about the perfect romantic gestures. Kemi was particularly excited. "My boyfriend is taking me to that new Chinese restaurant in town. What about you? Any plans?" Zion shook her head. "You know me. I'll probably just study." "On Valentine's Day? Girl, that's sad even for you." Kemi meant it as a joke, but the words stung. That night, alone in the dark, Zion felt the loneliness more acutely than ever. While everyone else celebrated love and connection, she would be alone. As always. Her phone buzzed. David. "Valentine's Day is coming up," he wrote. "I know we've been talking for months now, and I feel like I really know you. Don't you think it's time we finally met?" Zion's heart raced. They discussed meeting before, but always in abstract terms. Someday, maybe. We'll see. "I don't know," she typed. "Zion, I want to spend Valentine's Day with you. Not texting, not hiding behind screens. I want to actually see you, talk to you face to face, maybe take you somewhere nice. You deserve that. You deserve to feel special." She stared at the message, warmth spreading through her chest. Someone wanted to spend Valentine's Day with her. Someone thought she deserved to feel special. "But Lagos is far," she wrote, already making excuses even as part of her desperately wanted to say yes. "Then let me make it worth the trip. Come on Valentine's Day. I'll cook for you. Nothing fancy, just something homemade and personal. We can talk, really talk. And if you're uncomfortable at any point, you can leave. No pressure, I really want to meet you, Zion. I think we have something real here." Real. The word echoed in her mind. What was real anymore? The silent existence she led on campus, invisible and disconnected, or these conversations that made her feel seen for the first time in her life? "Okay," she typed before she could overthink it. "Valentine's Day." The response was immediate. "Really? You mean it?" "Yes. This is the best news. You won't regret this, I promise. I'll make it a Valentine's Day you'll never forget. Here's my address." He sent the details, an address in Yaba, a time, 2 p.m., so we can spend the whole afternoon and evening together. instructions for which bus to take from the park. "I can't wait to finally meet you," he wrote, followed by a heart emoji. "This is going to be perfect." Zion stared at the heart emoji, feeling something flutter in her chest. Perfect. Maybe for once in her life, something could be perfect. The week before Valentine's Day crawled by. Zion found herself smiling at random moments, daydreaming during lectures. Kemi noticed. "Okay, something's different. You're practically glowing." "What's going on?" Zion wanted to tell her. The words formed on her tongue. "I'm going to meet someone who really sees me, someone who makes me feel less alone." But the old habits were too strong. The fear of judgment, of mockery, of having this fragile, precious thing examined and found wanting. "Nothing," she said, "just excited about the break." "Break? It's just Valentine's Day weekend. We're not even getting time off. I mean, a mental break." Kemi looked at her suspiciously but didn't push. "Well, whatever it is, it's good to see you happy." Happy. Was this what happiness felt like? This nervous, excited energy that made her feel alive in a way she hadn't experienced before. Zion bought a new dress. Nothing too fancy, just a simple red Ankara print that made her feel pretty. She practiced conversations in the mirror, trying to be the girl David thought she was. Interesting, thoughtful, worth knowing. On February 13th, the night before Valentine's Day, David sent her a message. "Tomorrow can't come fast enough. I've been thinking about what to cook. Do you like ofada rice? I make a mean ayamese sauce." "I love ofada rice," she replied. Her grandmother used to make it. "Perfect. And I got you something small. Nothing crazy, just something I thought you'd like." "You didn't have to do that." "I wanted to. You're special, Zion. I want you to know that." She fell asleep that night with her phone clutched to her chest, feeling special for perhaps the first time in her 20 years of life. Valentine's Day dawned bright and clear. The campus was decorated with red and pink, couples emerging early to exchange gifts. Zion packed a small bag, her phone charger, some money, lipstick, perfume. She wore the red dress and braided her hair into a neat pattern. Kemi woke up and stared. "Wow, you look amazing. Where are you going?" "Lagos, to visit a friend." "A friend?" Kemi's eyebrows rose. "A friend or a friend?" "Just a friend." "On Valentine's Day? Girl, please, who is he?" Zion felt heat rise to her cheeks. "It's not like that. We're just meeting up." "Have fun," Kemi said, grinning. "And be safe, okay? Text me when you get there." Zion nodded, but the words felt hollow. She wouldn't text. This was her secret, her private moment. She didn't want to share it, didn't want anyone's opinions or warnings to taint what she was feeling. She left the hostel at 9 a.m., leaving no note, telling no one the exact address or David's full name. The bus to Lagos was crowded with people traveling for Valentine's Day. Couples, families, vendors with roses and chocolates. Zion sat by the window, her stomach a tangle of nerves and excitement. David sent updates throughout her journey. "Safe trip. Can't wait to see you. I'm cooking now. The house smells amazing. You're going to love this." She arrived in Lagos around 1 p.m. The city was alive with Valentine's Day energy. Billboards advertising romantic getaways, street vendors selling heart-shaped balloons, couples everywhere she looked. She took a motorcycle to Yaba, clutching her bag. The address led her to a quiet street, older buildings with high walls and metal gates. It was more secluded than she'd expected, not the bustling area she'd imagined. The motorcycle dropped her off in front of a compound with a faded green gate. Number 24B, just like David had said. Zion stood at the gate, her heart pounding. This was it, the moment she had imagined for weeks. She pushed it open. The compound was strangely quiet. One two-story building stood in the center, its windows dark. A few chickens scratched the dusty ground. No voices, no movement. She knocked. The door opened immediately. But it wasn't David. The man standing there was older, dressed in flowing white clothing. His smile did not reach his eyes. "Zion," he said softly, "we've been expecting you." A chill ran down her spine. "I'm looking for David," she whispered. "He's inside. Come." The air inside smelled heavy, incense, smoke, something unfamiliar. Candles flickered. Strange markings covered the walls. Her instincts screamed at her to leave. "I should call him," she said, reaching for her phone. The man's expression hardened. "There's no need." The door shut behind her. Inside, 3 other men turned slowly. Their eyes were fixed on her, not with welcome, but with something darker. "Where's David?" she asked again, her voice trembling. The man with tribal scars stepped forward. "There is no David," he said calmly. "Only a name. Only words." Her stomach dropped. "You were chosen because no one would look for you quickly," he continued. "Because you told no one where you were going." Her breath came faster. Her body refused to move. "You mistake attention for love," he said, "and silence for safety." Zion tried to scream, but fear locked her voice inside her chest. The candles flickered wildly as the chanting began, low, rhythmic, ancient. She understood then. She had walked into something she could not escape. Her phone buzzed once on the floor, a message from Kemi. "Hey, you didn't text when you got there. Everything okay?" Tears streamed down Zion's face. If only she had told someone. If only she had shared. If only she had broken her silence. The chanting grew louder. The screen of her phone went dark, and so did everything else. 3 weeks later, Kemi sat in the dean's office, tears streaming down her face. "I should have asked more questions. I should have made her tell me where she was going. I knew something was different about her that day, and I let her go." The dean, a woman in her 50s with kind eyes, shook her head. "This is not your fault. Zion was an adult. She made her own choices. But she had no friends. I was the closest thing to a friend she had, and I didn't even know her. I didn't know anything about her." Zion's mother sat beside Kemi, her face aged a decade in 3 weeks. "Did she say anything? Anything at all about where she was going?" "Just Lagos, to meet a friend. I thought maybe she had finally opened up to someone. I was happy for her." Kemi's voice broke. "I didn't know it would be the last time I'd see her." The police had investigated. They'd found the app, the messages with David, traced the profile to a fake account that had been deleted the day Zion disappeared. They'd searched the address she'd mentioned to Kemi, but it was an abandoned building. No one had lived there in years. Zion was officially a missing person, but everyone knew. Girls who disappeared in Lagos on Valentine's Day didn't usually come back.
And so ends our story for today. I hope you grabbed a wonderful lesson from this, because I surely did. Zion was introverted, yes. That is not a problem in itself. The real problem is not having someone she confided in. Her biggest mistake was telling no one where she was going. And when no one knows your plan, no one knows when to look out for you. So the moral lesson is always inform someone you trust about your movement, especially when meeting up with a new person. If the story had moved you, then it's worth sharing. Someone out there needs this warning. And don't forget to drop your comments below. Would Zion have survived if she had told Kemi the full truth? Like this video, help more people see it. Subscribe to Tales by Larinzy for more dark African folktales with powerful lessons. Share this story with someone you care about, especially this Valentine season, because sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that could happen in real life. Here on Tales by Larinzy, we don't just tell stories, we tell warnings. Until next time, stay wise, stay connected, and never let silence make you invisible.